Good evening. Today we're gonna learn about GUI programming using PyQt6. Here we're gonna learn more about PyQt6 widgets and also learn more about menus. So let's learn about QTab widget, which is useful for organizing content into separate pages or sections that user can switch between easily. And each tab can hold any type of widget or layout. It supports customizable tab positions, right? Top, bottom, left, right. And this is the example of how we can use QTab widget. If we look at this code, we will find that here in the class main window, which is the subclass of Q main window, in the ini method, we reuse the ini method of the superclass, which is Q main window. And then we set the window title as tab widget demo. And here we create the object of QTab widget at line number 12. Here we set the tab position as north so that the tabs are on the top, right, at the north, and set movable to be true. And then we need to add tab. And here we want to add 4 tab. So we use for loop for color in enumerate the list of the colors which contains red, green, blue, and yellow. And then we call the method add tab to add the uh, tab with the given color. And then we set the central widget with the tabs here. Okay, and then next we run this application. Next, we're gonna learn more about QText Edit. So, for QText Edit, it actually support multiple lines of text, while QLine Edit, it allow you to support only a single line of text. So if you have longer text to display or to enter, you better to use QText Edit. And QText Edit support both plain and rich text. So rich text means that we can use HTML text like bold or specify the styles text or the markdown text. So QText Edit is designed to handle large documents and to respond quickly to user input. So these are the features of Edit, which it can handle large document efficiently. Some of the important methods are set plain text to setting plain text, set HTML for setting HTML format text, and important signals are text change, which is emitted when text change, selection change, which is emitted when selection change. Okay, let's see the example of the use of QText Edit. So in this class, we have the ini method where is reuse the um, ini method of the parent, which is Q widget, and then set window title as QText Edit, and then resize to 300 to 170, and create the text edit and create the button edit with plain text and create another button edit with HTML. And then we have QV box layouts where the first widget is QText edit. The second one is plain text button and the last one is HTML button. And then here when the user click add plain text button, if you call the method plain text click, which is will then call the method set plain text of the text edit. And here you uh, can see that if it's plain text, it will just plain. But here, when we press with edit with HTML, which is then called HTML button click, then it will set the color to be true by using the font color equal to blue, then size equal to 12. So that's why we see color of the text as blue and the text size is 12. And here we make the DME word bold by using tag B. Next, we're gonna learn about Q radio button. The Q radio button allow you to create a radio button with a label. Typically, you use a radio button in a group. A radio button group provides you with one of many choice. In a radio button group, you can check another radio button. The previously checked button is unchecked. So a radio button emits the toggle signal when it's switched on or off. If you want to trigger an action when the state of the radio button change, you can connect a slot to toggle signal. Inside the slot, you can use each check method to check whether the radio button is switched on or off. And here is the sample code of QRadio. Here we have the label. Please select a platform. And we have Android radio button, which the toggle signal connect with the method update. And we have another radio button called iOS radio button, which if it's toggle, it connect with the method update here. And then here we add widget label, Android radio button, iOS radio button, and the result label. And in the update method, if we want to know which radio button that sends the signal, then we need to call the method sender. When we call the method sender here, if we uh, click at the radio button iOS, it will return the radio button as iOS. Then it check if radio button is checked, and here is checked. So the label is updated with the set text you select, and then read the text of that radio button. So radio buttons are auto-inclusive by default, hence only one of the radio button in the parent window can be selected at a time. If one is selected, previously selected button is automatically deselected. Okay, let's see demo exercise 1. Suppose we want to create simple PyQt6 application for basic contact form with the following requirements. Create a window with this widget, the label and line edit name, label and line edit email, label and radio buttons prefer contact with two choice, email and phone, and button submit and label to display the result. When the user click the submit button, correct the enter name and email, check which contact preference is selected, and then display a summary of the information in the listen label. This is what it look like. So here we have like we have name label and line edit for name label, email label and line edit for email, and then the uh, prefer contact label, and then the radio button, email and phone, and the submit button and the result label. After we enter name as Mani, email as JD, and click the radio button and click the submit button, then we get the result show below the submit button as name Mani, email JD, prefer contact email. And now suppose we change name to Mana, email to DJ. Then we can see that, and we also need to submit, click at the submit button. Now we can see that the information of name and email change, and the preferred contact that we select for is also changed. And suppose that we enter empty string in name email, it also update with the empty string for name and email. Okay, here you may want to try to write the code by yourself first before looking at the solution so that you can practice coding. Okay. Okay, after you try to do by yourself, let's see the solution. Here we need to have QV box layout, right? And the first part is name input. So here we're gonna have QH box layout where we have uh add the widget as the Q label and then Q line edit. And email input, which we also add QH box layout and Q line edit. Actually, for this part of codes are similar. We can refactor to one function, right? And then supply it with different uh, type of input. And then here, look at the prefer contact. We also have QH box layout with label prefer contact, radio button, email, and phone. And then the submit button, okay. And the submit button here connect with the on submit method. And then the last one is the result label. So for on submit, we get the input text by calling cell.name input text. So name input here, we need to have cell, right? So that it can be accessed from any function. Okay, email also can get from cell.email input.text. And then prefer equal to email if cell.email radio is checked, else phone. And then we update the result as name and then the value of name, email, and the name the value of email, and then prefer contact. So that, display the value of prefer, and then set the text of the label as the result, and then run the app by uh, create the app object, create the contact form object, and then call the method show, and then run the app with the SQ uh, function. Okay, so now let's learn about menu bar. So the menu bar is a region of GUI application main window that hold menus. Menus are pull-down list of options that provide convenient access to your application's option. A menu bar usually has a file menu, an edit menu, a help menu. So toolbars is one of the most commonly seen user interface elements in is the toolbar. Toolbars are bar of icons and or text used to perform common tasks within an application. They are one of the most common UI features seen in many applications. Okay, so let's see here. This is the like simple window, right? Where we just have the window and then the label hello here. And the label hello here is at the center because we call the method set alignment qt.alignment flag.align center. Okay, here if we want to add the menu bars, we need to call dot menu bar on main window object. This method will return an empty menu bar. So the parent for this menu bar will be your main window object. Another way of adding a menu bar is to create an object of menu bar and then set it to the main window menu bar using set menu bar method. Okay, let's see the example here. So here we define the method create menu bar, right? And then we create the object menu bar and then call the method set menu bar as cell.menu bar and then call create menu bar. Here we won't see the menu bar show in the application window because the menu bar is still empty. To see the menu bar on the application main window, we need to create some menus. So menus are pull-down lists of menu options that you can trigger by clicking them or by hitting a keyboard shortcut. And there are three ways for adding menus. The first one is to add menu, and this return the action associated with this menu. The second one is to add menu with the title. This return the new queue menu object. And the third one is queue menu bar dot add menu icon and title. This return with the new queue menu object. Okay, let's see the example here. Here you can see that now we see the menu bar, right? And the menu bar has three menu: file, edit, help. So here in the create menu bar, we create the object of menu bar and we set native menu bar to be false. Otherwise, we won't see it on Mac. And then we add the menu file uh, to the menu bar, and this return the menu object right here. Add menu title will return the new Q menu object. So here we have file menu object, edit menu object, and help menu object. And here in the edit menu, we want to add copy and paste. So here we need to create the action first so that the user can select that menu item. So here we have three actions: copy, paste, cut. When we call it with when we add the menu, it will return the action. Okay, so here we create the action and add the action, and then add help menu, which has the help menu item. So create the menu bar by calling the menu bar, and then set native menu bar to be false. And why do we not to do that on Mac? Because native menu bar property specify whether or not the menu bar should be used as a native menu bar or platform that support it. If this property is true, then the menu bar is used in the native menu bar and is not in the window of its parent. If false, the menu bar remains in the window. So we want the menu bar remains in the window, right? So we set native menu bar to be false. Okay, and here at line 20, we create menu file, and here we need to specify the title of the menu as file, and the next menu is edit, and the last menu is help, and then set the menu bar of this window to menu bar. And if you want to create the label and line edit for the first number and the second number, we can create the layout that consists of the grid with two rows and two columns for the user to enter numbers. And here we can create 4 buttons for operator. Here we can use QH layout or QGrid layout to add the operators. And for the result, you can use the label result and text edit, because text edit can contain multiple lines of text. And this come to demo exercise 2. I would like you to practice create PyQt6 application for a simple calculator with the following interface and interaction. The main window should contain two QLine edit widgets for entering integer, and then 4 QPush button widget for basic arithmetic operation, which is add, subtract, multiply, divide, and QLabel to display the result. And when a user enter two numbers and click an operation button, the app should perform the calculation and display the result in the format num1 of num2 equal to result. So this is the interface. You can see that there are two like it is for push button, and the last one is the label. So if I enter 2 and 3 and click plus at the push button here, we will see the result as 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. But here if we change the to click the Q push button subtract, then it will become 2 subtract 3 is minus 1. And if we press multiply, it will be 6. And if we press divide button, we'll get to divide by 3, which is 0.6666. And you may want to try to do it by yourself first before you look at the solution. And now after you try to do it, let's look at the solution. So here the solution, we gonna create two QLine edit, and then add the result as the label, and then add the widget. And then for the button, we use for loop uh, with the list pass, add, subtract, multiply, divide, and then create the Q push button, and then have that button connect with calculate, and then add the button in the button layout, and then add button layout to the main layout, add the result label to the layout, and in the calculate we want to know which button that the user click, so we need to call sender. And then after we get the sender, we get the object that the user currently interacts, so then we get the text of that operator. And then here we use try except to convert text to int, and then compare off if off is divide, then we check whether num2 is 0. If num2 is 0, then we update result with error division by 0. Otherwise we use eval function to evaluate num1 divided by num2. Otherwise we just set text as num1 of num2 equal to result. And if there is any error, we say error invalid input. And we can clear input by calling the clear method. And for clear input for text is result is empty. And then create the object of the app, create the object of calculator, call the method show, and then execute the app and run the app. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna learn is adding a toolbar. In Qt toolbars, Qt toolbars are created from the Qt toolbar class. So to start create instance of the class, then we can call .add toolbar on the Q main window. We can pass string in the first parameter to Q toolbar to set the toolbar's name. And here the toolbar is movable panel that holds button and auto widgets to provide fast access to the common options of a GUI application. And the base class for toolbar in PyQt is QToolbar. This class will allow you to create custom toolbar for your GUI applications. Okay, after we create toolbar, then we can actually set the toolbar areas where we want to place the toolbars in the window. Maybe at the top, we can set a top toolbar area, on the left side, left toolbar area, right toolbar area, and bottom toolbar area. And there are two ways to create toolbar: Q toolbar and specify the parent of the toolbar. And parent here mean the Q widget object that will hold the ownership of the toolbar. And you will commonly set the toolbar ownership to the window in which you are going to use the toolbar. In the second constructor, title will be a string with the toolbar's window title. And then next we add the toolbar in the main window by calling the add toolbar method. So here we create a new and empty toolbar object and set its window to this title. But if we already have toolbar object, we can have the argument as toolbar object. This will insert a Q toolbar object into the top toolbar area. Or we can call the add toolbar with the area and the toolbar object. So this is the sample code to add toolbar. So for this sample code, you can see that here first we're gonna create the in the method create toolbars at line 25. uh, we add toolbar file, and then edit toolbar we can call create the q bar by using the q toolbar, and then we also add toolbar by using the edit toolbar object, and create the help toolbar by first create q toolbar with the argument as help, and cell here mean the window itself, which is the parent of the q toolbar, and then add toolbar to the left area. So if we add to the left area, now you can see that it's on the left, right? And here for the actions, actions are objects that represent a given command, operation, or action in an application. They are useful when we need to provide the same functionality for different GUI components such as menu options, toolbar buttons, and keyboard shortcuts. You can create actions by instantiate Q action. Once you have created an action, you need to add it to a widget to be able to use it in practice. So actions are quite versatile. They allow you to reuse and keep in sync the same functionality across menu options. Like the same queue action, but it will behave the same way, whether it as the menu option, toolbar button, or keyboard shortcut. And this provide a consistent behavior throughout the application. For example, user might expect the application to perform the same action when they click open in menu option, when they click the open toolbar button, or when they press Ctrl O on their keyboard. So to create actions, you need to instantiate Q action, and there are at least three general ways to do that. The first one is use action with parent, and usually parent here will uh, refer to the object that holds the ownership of the action. And the second way is Q action take parent, and the last one is Q action icon take parent. One of the thing is that we can think of Q action that can be menu items. The menu items in the menu. Here we have three Q action, right? Open, save, exit. Uh, so here we let's look at the code. So this the code that we add toolbar, right? Add menu bar, and the menu bar has uh three menus, which is uh file, edit, and help. And then for the add menus, in add menus method, we call add file menu, add edit menu, and add help menu. In add file menu, we create the option, and the second parameter is the parent, uh, which is the window itself. And then after we create action, then we add that action to the menu. And here edit menu also similarly we need to add action copy paste cut, and file menu we have action about. So conclusion, Q tab widget and Q text edit offer advanced content organization and text handling, and Q radio button provide mutually exclusive options for user input, and menu bars and toolbar enhance app functionality and user experience, and Q action allow consistent functionality across menu, toolbar, and shortcuts. And this is the reference. So I hope that this slide is useful for you and help you to create interesting widgets and also menu. Thank you.